No, I had a video, and I had a script set up. Mm, I was gonna talk. I was, but then I thought, I thought like depression is not a word to be used lightly, and I don't even think I have that. However, there are ways of sadness that I feel sometimes. I'm not normally when y'all see me look over here. I'm looking at a script. I don't even have a script up. There, just like I was just driving. I just got home. I was out for a little bit. I was driving. I came home. I was like, okay, I'm about to do this script, and then just on the wheel, it just hit like. And this crazy thing, I know where it comes from. I know that where it's from. This is gonna be a rather serious video that hopefully gets me out of this mood and I pick up towards the end. Do I want to tell you where that comes from? Because this was one of the things where I have friends I know I can tell. But the thing is, they all knew that was going to happen. My core group of friends, So for about the past year, since COVID ended, not COVID ended, let's hope it ends soon. Since COVID started, no, how am I gonna start? No, let's set the scene here. So when COVID started, I think it was a around a good time for a lot of people to get some things off their chest. Get in touch with people they hadn't gotten in touch with in a while. Because, I mean, what else they got to do? A lot of people weren't working. Me included. And my ex included. Now, me and her kind of ended off bad. Keep it honest with you. If she ever sees this, she'll be like, no, it ended bad. I remember where I was when it happened. I don't remember the day, but I remember where I was. I just remember this, like, 5 stages of grief. I remember just, when she first told me, like, through text, didn't even have the nerve to call me. Gave me no real reason why. No legit reason. She was trying to say it was, but it wasn't. And we just stopped talking. And it's felt this wave of anger. That's where it's lucky I have friends with me. It was my friends who were the second people I told. My parents were first because I was with them. It was my group of friends. They were the people that helped me out with that. Remember that night we just went over to my friend's house, played the Wii, then we had pizza. got me out of that real quick. And this one my first time getting out of a relationship. That would be my third relationship, if you want to count it. So like I said, I got used to that feeling, but I had been there before. But then, so also around that time, I just started working at my new job at a call center, and if anyone's worked in a call center, it's basically you got to deal with a lot of people. So in my case, I had to take people's calls in for a phone company. I'm not gonna say which phone company it was because fucking. And that phone does tend to have a lot of issues. I'm gonna let y'all figure out which one it was. So I had to deal with that. So yeah, you gotta deal with people calling in with complete, like, some of them just for no reason at all. Like, it just felt like y'all just want to call in and talk. Like, for things y'all could have figured out. And there's some things that we couldn't do because that wasn't our job, and people don't want to hear that. So then it was that couple of factors I just got broken up with no reason and no closure. So yeah, that took a big hit. That took a lot out of my mental. Such as in my friend group, I'm trying to be the one, because compared to everyone in my group of friends, I have the least to worry about. Honestly, I got the least to worry about. I'm not gonna dig deep into what they gotta deal with, because that's none of y'all business. Just, I know I have the least to worry about when it comes to everyone in that group, in my group. So I'm normally the one who checks on everyone else's mental, but all of that just, that job plus what had just happened. Okay, so now skip forward to when COVID started. That was about a year later COVID started. So it was a year since. No. I feel like I gotta include this part too. We'll word us back into anime in a second, because I know this. It's Thursday, y'all expect anime. Trust me, it'll get there. Because there's a reason I watch the certain anime I watch. I remember while I got that job, yeah, and while that was heavy on my mental, it got my car. Y'all have seen my car in my video and my vlogs. Y'all have seen it. If not, go back to either my Benedict homecoming vlog, which was about 2 years ago. No, a year ago, before COVID. Man, COVID's been about 2 years ago. It's been 2 years. Damn. And my Atlanta SneakerCon vlog, which, yeah, that was 2 years ago. You've seen my car. And I remember getting that tech. No, so peep this. I remember, probably y'all know I need to do stuff with my hands. I remember I posted a video. In fact, go to my Instagram. There's a photo of me when I first got my call on my Instagram. And I remember, because I remember sitting down. I was at my kitchen table. I was sitting down. I just posted it. Within 30 minutes, I saw her. I'm not going to give out her name, but my friend group knows who she is. And anyone who knows me who was, y'all know who she is. I'm not going to say she's a bad person, but I remember looking at my phone. I saw her like the post. I saw her friend me back on Snapchat. Mind you, I didn't know she unfriended me on Snapchat. That's weird too. And then send me a message asking me how I was doing. This was about a month, 2 months after she broke up with me, and hasn't talked to me. So my first thought was, fuck. I don't even remember if I replied to that message. Again, if y'all don't want to watch the video, y'all can click off, because this feel like you just want to get shit off your chest. That's what I feel like I need to do for my mental sake. And so yeah, that happened, and then let's fast forward a year, because I haven't talked to her since. I haven't talked to her. So fast forward a year, COVID just starts. So COVID starting, by this point I had gotten back into anime. What was I watching? I feel like I was watching was it Hiro no Sora? I'm looking over to see what I was watching. I feel like it was that. I know I read a lot of manga. It was probably I was reading a lot of manga, which I still do. There's like 90 tabs of manga on my phone. So I was doing that. Figure that's one of the few things that my friends and my family was keeping my mental in check, just to an extent. My whole fan just turned. The whole fan just turned off. I'm about to get real hot in here. COVID hit, and she sends me a message. Now, by that point, I had thought I was over it. It had been a year. She had moved on. We'll get to why she moved on so quick later. She had moved on. I had to mute her on Instagram because I didn't want to see it. The problem with being such a, I'm not gonna say I'm a pushover, because shit ain't sweet over here, but I let people get away with a lot to an extent. So I didn't feel like, and plus I don't value social media like that, so what's the point of me unfollowing and blocking? But muting her because I didn't want to see that shit, yeah, I did that. She used to watch my Instagram stories. So when I put up that I put this video out, she's probably gonna watch this. Talking about this is just not my stomach. I didn't think I was ready to talk to her yet. I didn't. Around this time, this was 2020. So what's worse was not a lot of anime was coming out because due to COVID, a lot of anime had got pushed back. So yeah, that sucked. A little bit I still had manga, but yeah, a lot of anime got pushed back, so that sucked. And I got back to talking to her because she was ready to reconcile and all that. And I thought that's what I wanted. I told my friend and family, I'm back talking to her. Some people were okay with it, some people weren't, because even though I said I let a lot of shit fly, my friends and family don't. Had multiple people wanting to fight her. I don't advocate violence. We'll get to that in a minute. I don't advocate violence unless it's needed, and I didn't feel like it was needed here. This happens when I don't get no script. But when I want to talk about shit like this, when you want to get your feelings out, you don't need a script. Sometimes you gotta turn the camera on and talk. So yeah, we had to start by talking. I thought everything was good. And when you say hindsight's 2020, I should have seen a lot of red flags from the conversation we were having. Because I was under the impression, okay, we're going to talk, we're going to keep talking, maybe we're going to get back together. Here's where the red flags came in. She would always go, I'm not the same person I used to be, I'm not the same person I used to be. I could tell that was cap. Because at that point, I feel like no one knew her like I did. she had issues at her home that she would talk about. She would always be over at my family's house because my family is open and accepting to any and everybody because they trust our instincts. Her family wasn't. We talked. She would tell me what happened. At least that's what she told me her version of what happened. Something my gut told me that she wouldn't tell me the complete story. I figured I'd just let her keep going. Hopefully we'll get to the end game. We were talking for 2 months. We started talking for 2 months. April into middle of May. Yeah. April, middle of May. I'm not gonna pull up any receipts. I could, but I'm not. We actually went back talking how we used to. We talk every day. I'm not the best with words, so I send her memes, I send her photos. She sent me photos. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. It's kind of like back to how it was, except it felt like she put up a front. Like, it was a front that I knew was a front, but she kept trying to say this was the real her. And I was like, this is cap. I know. I've been through multiple different situations. I had seen the vulnerable side, and I showed her my vulnerable side. So she should have known that. She should have known that shit wasn't gonna follow me. And when we were actually dating together, we damn near didn't argue, except for certain things that she was very adamant about, like weed. Like weed was a definite trigger factor. That and another thing that I'm not gonna get into. Well, she doesn't have a YouTube channel. I'd always told her to make a YouTube channel, but she never wanted to. But where was I at? Yeah, weed was everything. I mean, y'all know I don't smoke, but I don't mind people who smoke because a lot of my friends do smoke. And she would be like, smoking this, and this. And I'd be like, that's just flat out not true. Then she took this time while we were talking to kind of like air out a lot of shit that she claims I didn't do when we were together. But she'd be like, oh, you never came over to my house to hang out with my family. And in the back of my mind, I'll think, we both know your family don't like me. And everyone in my family like you. Except my sister, but that's just a sibling thing. She doesn't like anyone I date. I don't like anyone she dates. That's how siblings work. And if we do, we're not going to show it. Something just fell downstairs. If it's a sibling thing. We're not supposed to like him unless you're married. Until then, you just some rando coming in the house. I promise it's gonna get to a point, or it may not. I may just keep talking. It was this, but then after about a month of talking, a whole lot of arguments, and a whole lot, it was like she was just, stringing me along. Like, she didn't have no one else to talk to. The person she got with after me showed his true colors. But she kept comparing me So I really had to say I don't want to hear about that nigga, because I really didn't. It was a thing of, yeah, I want to get back together with you. I want to do this and that. And I'm like, all right, so when is it going to happen? And then she backtracked, oh, no, I don't want to, not yet, not till I move out, blah, blah, blah. This one, that went on, like I said, for about a month and a half. Of just that. Of me trying to get back to how we were, and her kind of putting up a front, trying to not do it. And then getting in arguments about that. One time we got an argument like every day to the point where I was like, ugh. Luckily, that's what reading manga and anime was for. It was also around the time I was losing a lot of sleep because of that. But that was also kind of a mix of my fault. I'm not gonna blame her. I'm not gonna blame her for that. I mean, I was the one staying up all night reading manga, watching anime to try and get my mental back right. And now this one she dropped this bombshell. She told me the reason why she broke up with me in the first place. She told me she cheated. Not in the traditional she slept with somebody. Because from what I told, she had told me she was saving. She wasn't even saving on. She wasn't a virgin, but she was saving for some reason. And it was during that relationship I come to a point where sex is overrated anyway. Not that we did have it, because we didn't. But now that I'm off track. She told me she cheated, and throughout the time we were talking, it was a lot of disagreements. Sometimes there are arguments. I ain't gonna lie, some of their arguments. There were a lot of disagreements, but I would never be that upset with it, because at that point I was like, well, couples argue every now and again. Not to this extent, but couples argue every now and again. And I never got mad for it. That was the first time. That wasn't the first time, I ain't gonna hold you. Not with her, at least. That was the first time I really just... This is a family show. This is a family show. And if I said what I thought, I probably y'all wouldn't see me here, because if I did what I thought of doing, I wouldn't be here. Because there's certain things I don't tolerate. Cheating is one of them. But like I said, by the traditional term, she wasn't cheating. She wasn't sleeping behind my back or nothing. But she was at his house when she texted me trying to break up. And I'm not the type of person to get mad at the dude over it. I'm not. Because let me tell you why. As much as he may have talking to her, do all that stuff, I've been on that side. I've talked to a girl who was in a relationship. It's the woman, the female, however y'all like to be described as, it's their job to not do it. Most dudes, like me, and some of my friends who, once they hear, oh, I'm in a relationship, well, men with actual morals, they'll be like, okay, we gonna back off. But once they sense that you don't respect their relationship, why should they? For all I know, she probably never she had to have, because she had texted me from his house. So he probably knew she was in a relationship, but he realized she didn't respect our relationship, so why should he? And he's right. He was right. So, claps to him. I'm not going to fight a dude over her. And I think that's what she wanted. That's what she wanted too. I really think that's what she wanted, because she had known that. Because I had told her straight up, I'm not going to fight. I'm not going to physically fight somebody over something you did. If you go outside, you were a grown woman, and anyone I did before, you're grown. If you go outside and cause trouble, and expect me just automatically fight for you, I'm not going to do that, because you are grown. You should know what the cause and effect of things are. So if you're gonna go out and say, yeah, my boyfriend beat you up, no, the fuck I won't. You're the one talking shit. I'm not. I'm not saying I can't fight, but why am I fighting for some shit that you want? I think she wanted to get that out of me, and I was like, I'm too calm, laid back for that. Y'all see how my videos are. I've done whole videos of me just leaning back like this, completely out of the camera angle. But the worst part is I still tried to talk to her after that. I remember she told me that. I said, look, just give me some time. I went to sleep. I took a nap, about 2-hour nap, woke up and said, okay, we're going to still try this. And she was surprised. And I think one or two things happened. Either she thought I was gonna just end it right there and never call her again, or get mad. And I didn't do either one of those things. So I think she kind of got comfortable thinking, okay, well, that means he's not gonna leave me for nothing. And that's not an assumption. She told me that. I still got the text messages. I still got the Snapchat messages. I save all that. Y'all know I do. I don't know if she may have told me on call or through a text. Or she told me, if you leave me, you're not going to go anywhere because you still love me. That was like the key in my head. I was like, that's what you think of me? That's really, she didn't respect me. She did not respect me. And that kind of hurt. That, I ain't gonna hold you. I ain't gonna hold you. That hurt. What's worse is, I kept beating myself up and fighting my mental and kept talking to her about it. Not about that, but I just kept talking to her. Until one day, I had one simple argument, all this stuff. Still messing up my mental. But at this point, it's COVID. I hadn't got my stimulus check yet, so I had no money. We had gotten an argument over something. I don't know if it was about me getting a job or waiting for COVID to end. Arguing about something. And then she hit me with, this is why I shouldn't have got back together with you. And that was one of the things where I knew once she said it, she knew she fucked up. Once she said, she knew she fucked up. And once I knew she fucked up too, because my first thought was, that's how you feel. That's how it's been. So basically, I'm just here, like I'm due for. You're taking advantage of my kindness, because she knew anyone else in this situation would have been kicked to the curb, but now you're taking advantage of my kindness, and that's why I asked her, like, is that how you feel? And then you're trying to backtrack. No, that's not. You know, that's not what I meant. No. Tell me, is that how you feel? And then that went back and forth about 2-3 minutes. Then she did cardinal sin number 3. There's 3 things in a relationship that I value most: communication, loyalty, and don't hang the phone up on me. And I told everyone I'm dating this, I told them this. A pet peeve of mine is if we're in the middle of a conversation, especially if we're having a disagreement, and you hang the phone up on me. Because if we were having a face-to-face, that's basically like saying in a face-to-face conversation, we're having a disagreement. That's like you just smack me in the face and trying to walk off. I take that as a lot of respect. If you're just gonna do that, like you feel like you have the power to just end the conversation and not talk about it again. She hung the phone up on me, and at that point I was like, yeah, that's it. Here's the worst part about it that was still fucked up my mental health. I knew she was going to call back. And I knew there was nothing stopping me from answering that phone and taking her back. I knew it wasn't. I was deep in a rabbit hole. I was deep down there. So I had to give the phone to mom. Like I really had to say, I really had to go take my phone because she's gonna call me and I'm gonna answer. And I know I shouldn't answer, but I knew I was. So I had to get on my phone. So I was like, yo, and like true, 30 minutes later, starts calling my phone. She called me about 15 times while I was downstairs. I don't know. At that point, I had to go upstairs because I got tired of hearing my ringtone. I don't know how many times she called me after that. So came upstairs and I watched anime. I forgot what anime I watched. I think I watched Konosuba. It was probably Konosuba. But I just have to come back upstairs and watch anime and play video games like I normally do. Once I got that out of my head, that full hour, once I got all that out of my head, that was the most calm I have felt since COVID started. I really feel a lot better now I'm talking about this. That was the most calm I felt since COVID started. If anyone wants to, my DMs are open if anyone wants to hear the full story and not just Cliff Notes. Cliff Notes, is that the word I'm looking for? I don't know. Bullet points. If you want to hear bullet points, and if you want to hear more than just bullet points of the story. That's when, and it was at that moment I got back into watching more anime. Then I started watching a lot of anime, a lot more anime than I had before. Let me phrase that, a lot more anime than I had before. I think A Hero no Sora was coming out or was about to come out. And I was like, yay! I get to watch something about basketball, which is what I was like doing. It was COVID, so I couldn't go out and play basketball, which would have been my first instinct. Now, that would have been the first thing I did if it wasn't COVID. I would have immediately went to the park, went to the gym, work all that out. Because they say it's best to work when you're angry. Because you get that all that anger, you exert it out somewhere, I believe is the word I'm looking for. I couldn't do that, but I got to watch. There was a time where I watched all of Slam Dunk and read the manga. What other one was Komi-san I just started reading that. Something else I was reading too that was real big. Kaguya, It was Kaguya-sama. Kaguya-sama, I just started reading that too. That's one of those I had those. I was like, I just. And that's good. And this is one of those things that. This is why I'm probably gonna tell something like anime helped my depression or got over my relationship, something like that. Because I see things like that in anime. Or read things like that in manga, and I just be like, why is it not this easy? And to some people who be like, well, why'd you want to keep messing with her and stuff like that? Because some people, when they get out of a relationship, they only talk about the bad things. Oh, he didn't do this, he didn't do this. Oh, she didn't do this, she didn't do that. As from my point of view, my relationship, everything was fine. We'd sit on my couch. We'd cuddle and watch anime. We were watching Seven Deadly Sins. I told y'all we were watching Seven Deadly Sins. She actually got mad when I skipped ahead in season 2. She didn't like Pokemon, but she liked Yu-Gi-Oh! We had started watching Yu-Gi-Oh! From the original. There's something else. There's something else we watched. She didn't want to watch My Hero, but she wanted to watch something else that we watched. We watched maybe an episode or 2 of. So, from my point of view, everything was perfect. So I'm like, if we get back to this, everything will be good. We never had big fights or arguments like that. So, when something like that just blindsides you, and you got you're stuck inside, so you got nothing to do. That's why I said anime helped. That's definitely not why I started watching anime, but that's kind of why I watch anime now. You see, that's why I watch anime now and not watch reality TV and shit like that, because reality TV, that's all they show. That's where a lot of people get these toxic traits from and think that shit cute. Yeah, you see those characters in anime, but you know, most times those characters in anime, they get killed off. Or someone logically really tells them, like, that shit ain't cute, and you know that's fake. In reality TV shows as fake as anime, but that's real people acting like that. When you see a animated character acting like that, you like, ah ha ha, you think that's cute, but everyone knows, and the general consensus is people don't like you. Mommy from Rent-A-Girlfriend is a perfect example. She thought that shit was cute, but the character's written so well. When the voice actress and another one, they're like, that one. No, that wasn't her. That was the girl from Shield Hero. I gotta watch Shield Hero with I was watching Shield Hero. I watched the first 12, 13 episodes. That's what I was watching. Because I remember that theme. I'm going to make that theme my ringtone again. My Hero has been my ringtone for a while. I'm going to make that first Shield Hero my ringtone. And what I'm knowing what happens to characters like that try and like use people for their own emotional support, you get like and sometimes I don't even want those characters to die. I just want them to learn a lesson. They don't gotta die, but what happened to that character is she just gets called a bitch whenever she goes. The main character said, nah, she doesn't deserve to die. She don't gotta die. That's too easy. And I related to that because I felt the same way. Not the same way. I'm not gonna say that's too easy because I didn't want her to die. But I had to stop somebody from. There's no she's still alive because I had to stop somebody. If I was a bad person, she probably wouldn't have died, but she definitely would have got beat up. I was 1-2 phone calls away from someone running up to her house and beating on her front lawn. Multiple separate people ran up and beating on her front lawn. I had to call them off. I was like, that's just not worth it. But the reason I feel like this now is, and the reason I'm talking about this now is, that shit's still affecting me. Like I said, that happened, as of now, that happened a year ago. I mean, late April, yeah, that happened a year ago. The whole conversation, everything I explained, 1 year. And I still, I'm like afraid to get into another relationship. Because from my point of view, I did everything I could. I have the year prior, when me and her were together, I had broken my knee playing basketball. And at the time I didn't know it was a break in my knee, because I was able to kind of walk a little bit, put some ice on, I was able to walk a little bit. I had walked around the park with her, because one of the things she loves to do is walk around the park. Get exercise. I mean, she wanted to get up at 5 o'clock to play basketball type, but yeah. That probably messed up my knee worse, and I was stuck in a house. She would come over, take care of me, stuff like that. She was one of the people there when I got out of surgery. And I feel like I tried to, I'm not going to say I wasn't at fault. I'm pretty sure I did some things I didn't know about. But from my point of view, I feel like I did everything humanly possible that I could have done. And I still ended up getting the bad end of the stick. It was nothing worth killing myself over. I will never advocate for that. Please get some help before you want to hurt yourself. But it was one of the things that messed my mental. Like, I did everything I think I possibly could, and it wasn't enough. So I'm kind of scared. It kind of scared me too. And it still does. It still scares me to this day. I know I want to, but at the same time, it's like, am I ready to give my all to somebody else again, only for them to not accept it? A lot of women have a whole lot of standards now that even a lot of women have simple standards. Some don't. They got simple standards. They say, do this, this. And even when someone does that, it's still not enough. Like, and y'all can't lie, because I see it. Y'all post that shit on social media. So either y'all lying for the gram, or y'all lying to yourself. Which one is it? So, as a single person, what am I supposed to do if I give everything and it's still not enough? Then what? Like, I done did everything I possibly could, and it's not enough, and now I have to start over again and hope it's enough for the next person. Again, and there's a few times when I'm on social media and I see something that triggers it, I'm like, oh, that makes me sad. There are a few things when it doesn't, where I'm not thinking about shit like that. It's when I'm playing video games, when I'm with my family or friends, and when I'm watching anime. or just YouTube, no, sometimes even while I'm watching YouTube. But watching anime, reading manga, reading, it just like, it takes you to another world. Like, it takes you to a whole nother world where not everything's okay. Never not everything's okay in anime. But you feel like if you were in that world, everything will be better. If you get what I'm saying. That's why a lot of people like watch anime, because it's a different world. It's away from social media. It's away from all that. It's just a whole nother world that you don't know about, and you get to learn about that world, learn about those characters. Sometimes some people go too far. I'm not gonna hold you. Some people go too far with relating to those characters, but you feel comfortable, and y'all know what I'm trying to say, right? Because I'm running out of words to say. This video's gonna be long as is. But hopefully next week I can get back into a better mood, because I don't want to have to keep talking. I don't want to have to think about these things all the time. That's why I watch anime. That's why I like talking about anime. I don't have to think about things like this. Just like, comment, subscribe. Hopefully next week I'll be in a much happier mood. Yeah. Y'all come back for the next video.